Hello, hello, hello. It's a little later than normal. Thanks for your patience. I've had a pretty busy couple days here. I told you guys all that I was away for a little writer's retreat, and that was super fun. I love going up to the mountains. And my friend Karen joined me, and we worked our little tails off. Yeah, and then I drove home and met our friends in the driveway. We got here exactly the same time. This is my husband's best friend from elementary school, high school. They were roommates in college together, and we've just been friends with him forever. So him and his family came, super fun. And yeah, the other thing that happened was Reagan was away at camp, summer camp, and we had to go and get her well, we didn't have to drive up. She actually got a ride home, but yeah, there's a little bit of stuff going around camp. So there's a couple quarantinings going on right now. So my daughter does not have COVID, but she is quarantining at home because she was exposed. So yeah, she's doing good. But 14-year-old stuck at home for 10 days is not easy. So yeah, so that's all been happening. Let's see, what else? Super fun. I got home from my writer's retreat and got into the house, and what was there but Karen Grassley's book. This is an advanced reader copy, so no, I could not order it and get it this early. But Karen so graciously sent this for me to read early. And of course, I told her that I would be talking about it and showing off this beautiful cover and telling you how, wow, I have to say that this is like a window into the real life of everyone's favorite Ma, my favorite Ma. Very honest, very vulnerable. I'm in the middle of chapter 3 right now, and she is in junior high. So this is really step by step through Karen's life, and pretty incredible, very vulnerable, very honest. And honestly, I just can't wait to get in bed every night so I can read another chapter or two. So, super cool. If you have not pre-ordered this book yet, you're gonna want to, because this is like the 411 on Karen Grassley. This is ever wondered about what makes someone that brilliant? This is all of it. So we're going to get to the little house years in this, probably more towards the middle or end. But yeah, it's going to be really powerful. Really, really powerful. So anyway, go get this book. Yes, if you're a Little House fan, you have to have this book. And if you're not a Little House fan, you still might need this book. So yeah, so that's what's going on with me. Lots of company and navigating all kinds of stuff, and yeah, doing good. So last night was crazy. We had our living room was full of our 5 friends, our friends and their 3 kids, and the dog was in there, and Reagan was, in her room, and it was quite the full house. And then everyone left, and we like cleaned everything up, and everything was just so quiet. Crazy. I wonder what you guys are doing. A couple more weeks here of summer, and wonder what you guys are doing. I've got a chapter to read to you guys today. We are on chapter 42, and it's called Help, Not Anger. And this is from season 5, episode 2, As Long as We're Together. This is my first episode. Well, it's the second part of the first episode that Brenda and I were in when the Ingalls family lived in Winoka. And I don't know if you remember the hotel restaurant where they were working, and those two kind of mean guys that came in and kind of were hassling Carolyn. And so this is right after that scene. This is Carolyn's advice to Charles. And the quote is, "People who take advantage of others just demean themselves. They deserve our pity, not our anger." Injustice can get anyone's blood boiling. When we see people treating others poorly, a shockwave of disappointment zings through us. We might immediately jump into action, angry at the perpetrators. When two men humiliate and insult Charles, he gets upset. Carolyn is the one to diffuse the emotion of the moment, reminding him to be sympathetic, even when our empathy or compassion seems undeserved. A few years ago, I encountered a similar situation. As I walked towards the gates of my children's school after drop-off, I noticed a pack of students waiting just inside the fence. A young boy went running toward the school, bent on getting to class as quickly as possible. The pack filed in behind him and taunted him with mean comments. He kept his eyes on his shoes. As I watched, I could tell it wasn't the first time. I ran over and caught up with them. The bullying boys dissipated as I followed the student to his classroom, acting as if that's where I was headed. The thought of a child being tormented by his peers sent me marching toward the office, my anger building. I walked through the office door concerned about the boy, unconcerned about protocol. The school secretary was also troubled, but not vexed. I saw only the emotionally battered little boy. Her focus rested on the mean boys. She was worried about the reasons they were behaving so badly. She had pity on them and sought to understand. She said something I'll never forget. People who have been hurt can't help but hurt others. Unkind people need our help, not our anger. We might be quick to defend the weak without giving a single thought to the abusers who may have also been abused. Only God knows the past experiences that influence their actions. It's not our place to bring judgment on others, intentionally or not. We all treat people poorly at times. Purposeful compassion and a mind open to understanding are powerful tools to stop the cycle of hurt people hurting people. Carolyn gives us the perfect example to follow. When faced with the choice again, I pray God will give me the wisdom to defend the weak, but sympathize with both sides. And the verse is from Romans 12:19, and it says, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay,' says the Lord." Now, I'm definitely not walking my children into school anymore, although I do hope that I will be driving them here in a couple of weeks. That would be a really good thing. So I'm not walking my kids into school and seeing some of this happening like it was, 4 or 5 years ago. But I think we all have times where mean, demeaning comments are happening. Maybe not so much in person anymore, but definitely on social media, definitely it seems like more so it's happening when we don't have to deal with it in the moment. You know what I mean? Like even a text, you can send a text and walk away and not think about it and not know what you've done. Or on social media, posting something and then realizing like, ooh, maybe that wasn't the nicest thing. So I definitely think sometimes I can jump to conclusions and just cast those people who are being bullies in a bad light without thinking about where they're coming from, their perspective, what they've been through. So, yeah, I guess this chapter is about just giving people grace. And maybe instead of deciding on what we think that they are, maybe it's more about asking questions and realizing that we all do things that maybe we wish we didn't. So, yeah, anyway, that's it for today. I don't know if you guys are dealing with that, just people that are sometimes mean. And what do you do? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and go get a hug from somebody. That always works really good. But man, I can tell that it's like after work traffic because it's starting to get a little busy on my road. So, yeah, if you guys are dealing with somebody that's, in the workplace or in your home, I hope not in your home, but in the workplace or at school or I don't know where else it would be happening, social media. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Remember that sometimes we do things because we're hurt. Not because we want to hurt somebody, but we almost don't know how else to be. So cut them some slack, give them some grace, and maybe just ask a couple questions. Questions are the great equalizer. They definitely, it's not a judgment when you ask a question if you're seeking to understand with an open mind. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. Thanks for joining me late, and I'll see you next week. Normal time, Tuesday, 9 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. So love you guys and have a good week. Okay, bye. See ya.